Good morning, everyone. I'm live now. Sorry, friends, there was some issue with the laptop. It was going on restarting. I'll check into that. Yes, I can see myself. I'm live now. So, friends, shall we start on with today's session now? Okay, so today we are going to do the study material problems. Am I right? Friends, I told you there is some updations which has come in the study material. So let's take the latest study material from the institute website itself. Where is the Board of Studies Knowledge Portal? Okay. Final course, Strategic Financial Management. Study material relevant for May 2021. That is what we have to use. Okay, I will start off with this chapter called as Security Valuation. Okay. Now, friends, what I'll do is, before even I start with this, every question, I'll give you some time to try doing it on your own, after which we will do it together. Alright. This is basically nothing but bond valuation, dividend policy, little bit of portfolio management, everything coming in this chapter. That's why I take it as separate chapters. Alright? Okay, friends. Can you take the first question, take a rough book? I'll give you 5 to 10 minutes of time. Can you try doing this on your own now? Just download this. Just 1 minute, friends. I'll download it so it will be easier for me to show it to you. Alright, friends. Everyone, please take question number 1. Question number 1. Can you please go through it and try doing it on your own now? I'll give you 2 to 3 minutes of time maximum. I'll give you 5 minutes. Please try doing it on your own. Just a minute, I forgot my phone. I'll just bring it because I'm not able to see your chat box. Try solving this question on your own. Okay. Alright, friends, shall we do it together now? Let's do it together. Alright, I can see your chat box now. Good morning, Deepali, Suvarna. Saraswati, you've got the right answer, 91.89. That's excellent. That is the right answer. Shall we do it together now? Let's do it together. Good work, Saraswati. Deepali, I assume you can see me now. Okay, I'll just put the data one by one. Working note 1 will be what? Basic data. Okay. In that point number A is what? Book value per share. Is that turning out to be 137.8? ROE turns out to be how much percentage? 15 percentage. Retention ratio will turn out to be how much percentage? 60 percentage. The opportunity cost of capital is nothing but KE. KE will turn out to be how much? 18 percentage. They want to find out the price using dividend growth model and Walters model. Friends, ideally Walters model is for the old syllabus, but here they have given it for the new syllabus also. So we'll do one thing, we'll learn Walters model also together in that case, okay? Earlier it was only dividend growth model, now the new question is incorporating Walters also. So let's learn that model also, okay? First let us do it using dividend growth model, okay? So working note number two, it will be analysis. In analysis, what we will do is we'll find out the hidden information. First one, If 137.8 is the book value, ROE is 15%. Can I find out EPS at the end of the first year? Because today, if I invest 137.8, I will get 15% return. That will come after 1 year, right? So do you get the answer as 20.67 as the answer? Correct? 20.67. Then ROE is given, retention ratio is given. From that, can I find out the growth? Growth will be 60 into 15 percentage. Does that turn out to be 9 percentage? Correct? KE is also given. Can I now find out D1 also? D1 would be 20.67 into the payout ratio. What is the payout ratio? 40 percentage. Do I get the answer as 8.268? Therefore, here only I can find out P0 is equal to D1 divided by KE minus G. Can you tell me what is the answer you get over here? Do I get the answer as 91.87 rupees per share? Can you please write down this in your books now, all of you? My dear friends, yesterday I had given you a homework to write down the formula summary. Only two or three people have informed me. Please do that, friends. These small things makes a big difference. Alright. If you do not do one small thing, you will end up not doing many more small things. So you will have micro losses. We have talked about micro wins. You will have micro losses. 10 micro loss will be one major loss. Why to simply go into that? Please, whatever homework I give you, try doing it on your own. I know you might be held up with many of the other works, but it does not take more than 10-15 minutes. And I believe you should be able to bring out 10-15 minutes for your career. Please do that, friends. Okay? Have you put up till here in your books now? Can I go to the next part? Okay. I'll first solve this question using Walter's model. Then I will give you the formula and logic for that. Price using Walter's model. Okay. As per Walter's model, the formula is P0 is equal to D1 divided by KE plus E1 minus D1 into R divided by KE whole divided by KE. Alright. So D1 would be how many is the D1 that we got over here? 8.268 divided by what is the KE 18 percentage plus how many is the earnings that we have got 20.67 minus 8.268 will be 12.40 into R is how much in our case 15% divided by 18% whole divided by 18%. Alright, so 8.268 divided by 18% will be 45.93 plus 12.4 into and get the number as 57.4. Do I get the total as 103.33? Can you please write down this in your books now? What's the answer we got under Gordon's was 91, under Walters is 103.33. Alright friends, now I will just do one thing. Take your concept books, okay? Write down the concept heading called as Walter's model. Okay. I'll give you the same formula again. D by KE plus E minus D into R by KE whole divided by KE. This is equal to what? P0. Let me take some easier numbers for you to explain this. Suppose earnings of a company is 10 rupees, out of which dividend is 6 rupees. So 6 divided by 10% KE, let's take easier numbers. 4 into, let us say R is 20% and this is 10%, whole divided by 10%. So what answer I get over here is I get 60 over here, 60 rupees, plus I get 4 into 0.2 is 0.8880. I'll get the answer as how much? 140. Just write down this as an example. After this, I'll tell you the logic of this formula. Alright, friends, now I'll tell you the logic of this one. Look, 6, what actually is happening over here is the same thing. We have learned value of a share is present value of future cash flows. Am I right? So here, when I did D divided by KE, it was 6 divided by 10% is a formula for perpetuity. Am I right? So this is nothing but present value of dividends towards perpetuity plus what is the second part coming over here? 4 into 0.2 divided by 0.1. Okay, how much is that? 8. But what is coming over here is 8 divided by 10%. What is this? 8 is nothing but retained money is reinvested. Am I right? So, what is the retained money that he's having over here? He's having 4 rupee retained money, reinvested at 20%, you get 0.8 per year. That per year goes towards perpetuity. So, what we do to bring it to the present value, we divide it by 0.1. Like that, we get the increase in the value as how much? 8 rupee every year. Now, this 8 rupee will go towards perpetuity. Hence, what we will do is this is nothing but present value of retained money reinvested. Okay. So what they say is that Walter says is that value of a share is equal to present value of dividends towards perpetuity plus what? Present value of retained money reinvested. This is the formula for what? Formula for Walter's model. So even Gordon says value is nothing but present value of future cash flows. Even Walter says the same thing. Only thing he says in two parts. Value consists of two parts, present value of dividends and present value of retained money reinvested towards perpetuity. Can you just write down this in your books now? Alright friends, have you put up till here? So you can write down as per Walter. Value of a share is the present value of future cash flows. Future cash flow is basically two types. Present value of dividends, present value of retained earnings, reinvested. Draw this chart in your books and finish it off, friends. Alright friends, have you all put up till here in your books now? Okay. Can I go to the next question now? Everyone take question number 2 now. Okay. This is a question on rights issue. A very, very easy question. 5 minutes time. Can you please do this on your own now? Wait just a minute. Alright friends, shall we do it together now? Alright. Let's start with working note number 1, basic data. Working note number 1, basic data. In that we'll write down point number A would be number of shares. Number of shares is how many shares are there? Do we have 10 lakh shares? Okay. Point number B would be MPS. What is the MPS over here? 13 rupees. So what is the total market value that you get over here? You get the market value as 130 lakhs. Okay. Additional funds, what they are raising over here is how many lakhs? 20 lakhs. Alright. From this, they want you to find out the X rights price. I'll write down working note number 2. X rights price. Okay. This is something what we have done. That is nothing but market value after rights divided by what? Number of shares after rights. Am I right? So once you do it this way, what is the answer that you get over there? How much is the market value after rights? That would be 130 plus 20 whole divided by 10 lakh plus. Now we can take it in the ratio of 1:2 is there, 1:4 is there. Am I right? So right shares for 1:2, we will be getting 5 lakh shares. Correct? If we are talking about 1:4, the right shares for 1:4 would turn out to be how much? It will turn out to be 2.5 lakh shares. Am I right? It will be, I'll take it as 5 lakhs over here first. So it will be 150 divided by 15. I'll get the number as how much? 10 rupee per share. Can you write down till here in your books now? Good job, friends. Many are now putting in the group the homework that you have done. Good work. Please do it. Please keep on doing it. It's very, very important that you keep on learning and doing whatever homeworks I give you. It's not about homework, it's more about taking up a commitment and doing it. That is very, very important. That creates a lot of value. Alright, friends, have you all put up till here in your books now? Okay, so you get the answer as 10 rupee. I'll go to the next page. Working note number 3. X rights price if the ratio is what? 1:4. Okay, in this case, what is the answer that you get over there? It would be 150 lakhs divided by 10 lakh plus 2.5 lakhs, right? Get the number as how much? 12 rupees per share. Okay. Now I'll write down the next working note heading. Value of a right. So now tell me, we have two scenarios over here. 1 is to 4, and what is the other one? 1 is to 2. In case of 1 is to 4, 1 is to 2, the answer would be, earlier what was the market price? 13 rupees minus 10 rupees. Here it is going to be 13 rupees minus what? 12 rupees. So value of right will be 1, and here the value of right will be 3. Can you update this also in your books, friends? These are all so easy questions compared to what we have done in the class. Suvarna, yes, X rights price mean value MPS after rights. Both are the same terminology. Abhishek, it's not 6 and 4. I got the value of right as 1 and 3. It is market value after right minus before right minus market value after right. Am I right? Alright friends, I believe you have put up till here in your books. Now they're asking for one more requirement. How does the shareholders' wealth change? Does it increase the shareholders' wealth is what they are asking. You already know shareholders' wealth does not change, it will remain the same. I'll put a table particulars. 1 is to 2, 1 is to 4. Okay. Market value before right. They're giving an assumption number of how much 100 shares, is it? 100 into 13, that is 1300. 100 into 13, 1300. Okay. Point number B will be what? Wealth after right. Okay. Now, inside this, what I'll do is I'll put point number 1. Okay. Value of shares. Now he will be holding, in 1 is to 2, he will be holding 150 shares into, once it is 1 is to 2, the value will be, how much? 1 is to 2, it will be 10, 1 is to 4 is 12. 10. Here it will be 125 into 12, right? Amount paid will be reduced, and from this I'll get the net value. So here it will be 1500. 125 into 2 is how much? Turns out to be 12. Sorry. It turns out to be the same 1500. And what is the amount paid over here? Here they will be ending up paying 50 shares into what is the value of the, what is the right price told in the question? Oh, they haven't given the right price. Just a minute, friends. Let me just cross check that part. I believe the value has to be the same. We have to find out the right price. Just 1 minute. Here they got the theoretical price after rights as 10. Okay, I'll explain to you how we will get that. Okay. I'll just go to the next page. I'll write down the next working note heading. Rights price. Particulars. Situation 1, that is 1 is to 4. And situation 2 is what? 1 is to 2. Okay. What is the amount raised in both the cases? That is the same. Is it turning out to be 20 lakhs and 20 lakhs? Okay. Number of shares what they have issued in 1:4 they must have issued 2.5 lakh shares. Here they have issued 5 lakh shares. Am I right? So from this we will get the right price. What is the right price that I get over here? I get the answer as 8 and here I get the answer as 4. I'll just go back. Here it would be 50 into 4. Does that turn out to be 200? Here it will be 25 into 8 which will also be 200. Net price would be 1300. 1300. Write down this after which I'll show you the next page. So the wealth remains the same. Before write 1300, after writes also 1300. That was something new in this question. They did not give what is the price of a right or the right's price that they are issuing. Alright friends, have you all put up till here? Can you write down this also in your books now? Alright friends, everybody is clear with this? Shall we go to the next question now? Alright, take this question. Can you go through this question? After which we will do it together. Alright friends, have you all tried doing it on your own? Let's do it together. Okay. This is something what I was supposed to teach you in mergers, but we'll do it here itself. They have paid a dividend of how much over here now? 4 rupees. I'll call it as D0 is 4 rupee. It is expected to grow at how much percent for the next 2 years? 20%. So how much is 4 into 1.2? Is 4.8. 5.76. And they say after these 2 years, it is going to grow for 10% thereafter. Is that how they have told? Okay. So D3 will be 6.336, and from here it will be 10% forever. Can you draw this chart in your books first? Alright friends, have you all put up till here in your books? Okay. Now friends, here if you see, you know one thing very clearly, that value of a share is nothing but it is the present value of future cash flows. Here there are two types of cash flows. One is this cash flow, sorry, from year 1 onwards, year 0 we don't consider. This is what we call it as high growth cash flow, and this goes towards perpetuity. So I call it as a perpetual cash flow. So everyone repeat with me, there are two types of cash flows over here. One is a high growth cash flow, and the other one is what? Other one is a perpetual cash flow. Can you please write down this also in your books? Alright friends, have you put up till here? So in order to find out the value of a share, we will go in two steps. Okay. Step number 1 will be called as present value of high growth cash flow. Okay. So I'll draw a table over here. Here, cash flow, discount factor, discounted cash flow. Year 1, year 2, 4.8, 5.76. 4.8, 5.76. And what is the discount factor told in the question, friends? Is it told to be 15%? 15% is a 0.86, 0.75. The factors are given over there. So what is the answer that you get over here? Shiv, high growth cash flow means, do you see that for the first 2 years it is growing at 20%, then only at 10%? So initial 2 year business, suddenly when you start, if you have learned costing, there is a thing called as initial phase, growth phase, maturity, and then decline. Okay, that is exactly what we call it as growth. Normally, a business will grow very quickly initially, and then slowly it will come down. I hope you got my point. Okay, here the answer would be 4.128, and the second one would be what? 4.32. I'll get the number as 8.448. Can you write down till here in your books now? friends, have you put up till here in your books? Can I go to the next part? Okay. So step number 2, what we will do is, little tricky this is, it will be present value of perpetual cash flow. Okay. So we know the formula for perpetuity. P0 is equal to D1 divided by KE minus D. Here we have got the number as D3. 6.336 is got D3. So if I am doing D3 divided by KE minus D, what answer will I get over here? I will get P2. So P2 will be 6.336 divided by K is 15% and growth turns out to be 10%. I'll get the answer as 126.72. Once you get the answer as 126.72, this is price at the end of year 2. I want P0. So P0, how will you find out? 126.72 into, what is the discount factor for the second year? Is it 0.75? Okay. So that will be 95.04. Write down this. Any doubts you ask me, this part is little tricky. You might get confused. Please write it down. Alright friends, have you all put up till here in your books? I will repeat this part again. Friends, in this question, the value of a share will have two parts. First 2 year cash flow is 20%, 20%. So we'll do it using table. And the second one is perpetual cash flows. So there's present value of high growth. So in this question, the high growth is how much percentage? 20% cash flow. And the second part is present value of stable growth cash flow, 10%. This cash flow goes towards perpetuity. This one, I believe we got the present value answer as how much? 8.448. This one we got 8.448, and this one we are getting the answer as how much? 95.04. So when you add up these two things, you get the answer as 103.488. So basically the value will be summation of these two things. Can you write down this in your books now? Shiv, your question is right. 1 minute. Ankit, I'll explain the P2 to P0 logic once again. Dipali, how I got 0.75? 0.75 is given in the table itself. 0.7561, it's given over here. Alright, have you all put up things here in your books? Okay, I'll now do one thing. I'll explain this part once again to you. Look, what happens is they have given P3 cash flow. So when I do P3 divided by 15% minus the growth of 10%, I will get the answer as P2. I hope you are clear with this part because, sorry, D3. Because P0 is what? D1 divided by KE minus G. So D3 divided by KE minus G will be P2. Like that, once I get P2, in order to take P2 and convert it into P0, what will I do? I will do P2 into the discount factor. Am I right? For the second year. So now tell me P2 into what is the discount factor for second year? 0.75. This will give me what? P0. Alright? That is how I convert it. Can you write down this also in your notes? Shiv, your doubt is present value cash flow is from year 3. So we should use PV for year 3. See, year 3 present value is what I am doing it over here because it's not only year 3. It is year 3, year 4, year 5. It goes towards perpetuity. So how do you take the present value of perpetuity? You do it divided by KE minus G. So I am doing the present value here. But then once it reaches P2, then we have to only take from P2 to P0. I hope you are clear with this part, Shiv. In this question, there are two types of growths. One is high growth, and the other one is what? Other one is stable growth. Okay. High growth turns out to be how much percentage? 20 percentage. Stable growth is only how much? 10 percentage. So I'll give you some theory over here. This model can give a concept heading. This normally I take in mergers because practically I can explain to you with the help of mergers. But the security valuation already had a question, so I did it right away now. This concept is having a heading called as two-stage dividend discount model. Okay. Now I'll tell you practically. Everyone interact with me. How do you value any asset? Present value of future cash flows. How do you value a bond? Present value of future cash flows. How do you value a share? Present value of future cash flows. How do you value any business? Present value of future cash flows. So friends, any business normally has two phases. One is called as a high growth phase and the other one is called as a stable phase. So value of any business is present value of future cash flows. Every business has two phases. Okay. High growth and what is the second one? Stable, perpetual growth phase. Okay. So when you have a business valuation being done, you have two types of cash flows: high growth cash flow and stable perpetual growth cash flow. High growth cash flow, we will do it using the table format, year cash flow discount factor, because it's only for 2, 3 years or 4 years maximum. Stable perpetual, we do it using what? We do it using the perpetuity formula. Hence, value of a business is equal to present value of high growth cash flow plus what? Present value of stable perpetual cash flow. This high growth cash flow can be found using the table format here: cash flow, discount factor, discounted cash flow. This is done using the formula P0 is equal to D1 divided by KE minus G. Can you write down this in your books now? Alright friends, have you all put up till here in your books now? Shall we go to the next part? Okay. So let's go to the next question now. Question number 4. Can you please go through this question and try doing it on your own? Alright friends, can we do this together now? The first requirement looks to be very easy. Let's do the first requirement first. D0 is given, K is given, G is given. They are asking you to find out the value of the stock. Working note number 1, value of the stock using what model are we going to use over here? Using the Gordon's model. Using the Gordon's model. Okay. So this is going to be D0 is 2.5 into 1 plus what is the growth rate? 2% divided by K is how much? 10.5% minus 2%. So what is the answer that you get over here, friends, once you do it like this? You get the answer as 30 rupees per share. Can you please do this in your books, friends? Alright friends, have you all put up till here in your books? Let's go to the second part now. Second part, they have given some extra information. So I'll write down working note number 2, basic data for requirement 2. Okay. Here, point number 8, they have given the stock price. What is the stock price that they have mentioned over here? Is it turning out to be 35? Okay. And they have given the ROE, return on equity, turns out to be how much? 9%. They have given the EPS also. How much is the EPS given over here? 2.25. Am I right? 2.25 is given. Okay. Can you write down this basic data in your books now? Alright friends, have you all put up till here in your books? Friends, your study material has done one blunder over here. ROE means what? Is it R or KE? This is actually R. Alright? They have assumed in the study material that this is not only R, this is also KE. Ideally, the question they have given the KE over here as 10.5%. To do the correct answer, we should actually do it using 10.5. But what your book has done is they have taken it as 9 as KE. What we will do is we will do it using the correct method, and I'll give you a note as to why the study material is wrong. Okay. So here, once these details are available, okay, we can find out what can we find out? We can find out the PE ratio. We have learned that PE ratio is nothing but 1 divided by KE. So it will be 1 divided by how many is the KE that is given over here? It is actually 10.5%. Am I right? So what is 1 divided by 10.5%? Do I get the answer as 9.52 times? Okay. So once I get this, they are asking you to find out the value using PE multiple approach. So value using PE approach. This is again coming in mergers and acquisitions. would be, friends, what is the formula for PE ratio? MPS by EPS, am I right? So here it will be 9.52 times is MPS divided by EPS into, we already have the EPS as how much over here? 2.25. So once I do like this, I will get the market price. So I'll get the market price as how much? Okay, 21.42. Can you write down this in your books? All this comes under mergers. Friends, after we solve this chapter, I would prefer doing all the other chapters and then doing the city material problems. They have mixed up everything in one place. Alright, friends, have you all put up in here in your books? I'll just give you the formula. Okay, MPS, okay, value of a share using PE approach will be as follows. MPS will be equal to EPS into what? Into the PE ratio. Why? Because MPS is equal to EPS into PE ratio is nothing but MPS by EPS. So EPS gets cancelled. What do you get over there? MPS. Can you write down the logic for this PE multiple approach over here now? Alright, friends, I believe you have put up till here. Now they are asking you to find out using earnings growth model. Give a note below this. Okay, ICAI material has assumed that ROE is KE, but in the question, KE is already given. Alright, fine, friends. Can you please write down this also in your books? Ram, you want to see the FPS calculation slide? Anushri, you got the answer as 30. That is for the first one. This is the MPS calculation slide 21.42. I'll give you a minute. Please write this down. I will go a little slow. Alright, I'll go to the next part now. Okay. Now they are asking one more requirement using P multiple approach and earnings growth model. Next working note will be value using earnings growth model. Okay. Friends, we have learned dividend growth model. What is the formula for dividend growth model? Is it D1 divided by KE minus D? So just like that, if you're talking about the earnings growth model, the formula will be what? It will be E1 divided by KE minus G. Alright. So here we have got the earnings. What is the EPS told over here? Is it told as 9%? Sorry, 2.25 divided by KE is how much? 10.5 minus growth is given as 2%. Am I right? So it will be this divided by 10.5% minus 2%. It will be 26.47 rupees. Can you write down this in your books now? Hold on, friends, one doubt. This 2.25 is, they've given us only EPS, is it? Okay, so they have assumed this is E0. So that is an assumption. They have not mentioned it. So we'll do it into 1 plus 2%. We'll add growth over here also. We'll get the answer as 27. Okay. We'll give a note below this. It is assumed that it is assumed that 2.25 is what? E0. Okay. Here again, the institute has taken 9% as the KE, okay? So that is not correct. So we are doing it the correct way. Alright, friends, have you put up till here in your books? So we are done with question number 4 also. Alright, shall we take a break now? We'll take a 15 minutes of breakfast break, after which we'll go to the next question. Alright, see you after the break, friends. Thank you so much.